This
start,
conference will now be recorded.
before I start the presentation, let me just tell you something that one Dr. Swain, all right, I don't know his authenticity, but his presentation was extremely excellent. So taking some bits and pieces out of his presentation, he said that in 21 days, India has gone down, it has lost about 100 billion US dollars. That is the state right now. We are in 21 days, so we have added more to it now. And about 22.5 billion US dollars is being distributed to all the needy people of India. So you can imagine, as it is, we are not earning, and secondly, we have to spend. Kindly mute yourself, please. I hear some noise. Thank you so much. Secondly, GDP has, in 2008, in 516 days, it had gone down by 56%, but this time in 21 days lockout, it has gone down by 30%. My God, grim figure, right? Absolute grim figure. No, no, no. That's the thing. Today we are not looking at the negative. We are going to see how we can turn these negative into positive. All right. So here we go. MSME is the backbone of Indian economy, and you all are a part of it. And that is where your entire way of going forward is going to impact India's economy in such a huge way. Either you can, economy can be either a recurve where we go down and we come back, right? Or it can be a U curve. We go down, we stay there in the down loop, and then we come back. Or we can be in an L curve where we go down, which is really negative, and we go out. That means we go bust, we go bankrupt as a country. MSME, micro, all of you into this segment, all right, is going to ensure that this economy is going to bounce back because of the challenges that you are facing, and of course the solutions that you will come up with. But if you are thinking of making the solution in the same way as you have been thinking, and as the place where you are in, I'm going to defer over here because it's not going to be so. So let's go step by step. Let's see how design thinking can help us, and let's see what we can do for ourselves. All right. Now, all right. So let me just introduce myself a bit. All right. So if you see a lot of certificates, and certificates. But 2008 and before, these certificates were not there. All right. My company to the fore started only around 2009 and 2010 beginning. All right. And before that, I was a simple housewife, and suddenly in 2008, our cash flow just stopped. So I had to step up, and I said, what to do next? And entrepreneurs, we take risks. So I was always training. I was doing these freelance training, and then finally I said, what can I do? So I opened a company, because until unless you don't have your own organization, things really don't work in a big manner. And with zero investment, zero contact, today I stand tall. I know I'm short. Today I stand tall with doing about 10,000 hours of classroom training, going around in 50 cities and conducted training there. We have these offsite trainings called outbounds. We've done with my team, of course, not alone, 300 plus outbounds. So this has been my journey. And I'm telling you with all humility, I could not have done it if I didn't have certain skills or certain appetite for risk, certain appetite of going against the wind. If I had not been there, I'm sure I means all these figures would have not been there too. All right, so a little bit about me in very simple term. What do you think about design thinking? Just in one word, let's see how entrepreneurs communicate, because your communication shows your brand. All right, so keeping your chat box very strong, let me see how do you communicate. What do you think about design thinking in one word? Can you help me with that? Where is the chat? There is a chat. Yeah. All right. Yes. Can I have some answers? Out of the box thinking, bounce back. Very good. New way. Empathy. Lovely. Uh, more answers. More answers. I know we are about 65.
Integrity.
Nobody is going to, please mute yourself. Let's give everyone a chance. Just type down if you can, please. Creative communication. I know I missed a bit over here. Innovative thinking, strategy, thinking out of the box. New vistas. Very good. Innovation again. Array, very good. You guys are all, on the same page with me. So I'm not going to have challenge in explaining the basic logical thinking, solution based thinking, creativity. Super. So let's stop over here. Now, with design thinking, we should understand. Okay, let me just get back. Yeah. Okay, so now, do you see these pictures? Lovely pictures. What do they talk of? They talk of the usual negative thing that we are seeing, that we are hearing. Corona. It's amazing how we have been surrounded by negativity. We are seeing countries being locked down. We are seeing, mass graves. We are seeing so many people worried about their future. We are seeing children not very happy, and it is not a very good situation, right? Now the whole point is that if you want to be in this situation, it's up to you. If you want to get out of this situation, it is up to you. It's so important for you to now become the game changer. You see, whatever we focus, our attention goes there. Whatever we attend to, our focus and everything is like side by side. With the attention comes the energy. So focus, attention, energy, all three align together, and there you are. Either you're feeling in a low state whenever you're talking about it, whenever people are discussing it, whenever you're hearing the news, whenever you're seeing such pictures, you are in a low state, and in that low state you cannot have revolutionary ideas. All right, you cannot be the history maker, you'll only be the history reader. So lockdown is actually an opportunity for you to create history, for you to understand that this is a time to just get up and get going no matter what, of course with the right tools and right skill set, and a community. Means this is a lovely community that we are in. Thank you so much, Santoshji and Dr. Sandhya, for allowing me to speak to lovely entrepreneurs. I'd always wanted to get down to entrepreneurs and really understand how I can, with my little abilities, help in getting them all strong and gung ho, because you are the backbone of our economy. All right. So the point is, once again, get out of this situation. If you are in and out thinking and reading and putting all negative energies around you, nothing will happen. Just do a little bit. Yes, you must know the facts, you must know what's happening around you. That's it, just as an information. But don't say kya hoga, kaise hoga, aage kya. Please don't get into these doubt phases, because this is actually getting you into a lot of low and negative and depleted state, which is not going to do you any good. Once a lockdown is up, you will stay in the low phase for quite some time, and then a lot of opportunities would have gone by. All right, so be ready, be prepared, plan right now. Don't let these lovely days where we don't have to do much, of course housework, yes, attending to family, yes, these are all very good things also. But still, you can take out that first 2 hours in the morning should be yours, where you plan, you make great ideas to work for your future. So keeping all this in mind, let us go, and always remember, the more you repeat it, it is going to lead you into disaster. All right. Okay, chat box time. Okay, I love people chatting, but on in the box. Okay, so what do you see in this logo? Anything specific, or just you see the word and you see the colors? What do you see in this logo? May I know? Come on, and geniuses, I know that you know the answers. Anyone? Nobody is going to be the taker. I don't see human. Oh, for next, of course, it is into transportation, human emotion. Oh, I love that. I wonder how you see human emotion in this. Arrow between E and X. Saurabh, good. You get 100 points on that. So what I'm saying is, when you see things, you see at a conscious level, you see things as words, but there are a lot of subtle things which are there inside anything. This is just a logo as an example, but inside every challenge is an opportunity. You have to start seeing that subtle opportunity in your workspace, in your whatever business you are doing. the teams that you're handling, the stakeholders that you're dealing with. Everywhere you have to start seeing opportunities, and this will only come when you command your mind, hey, I don't want to get into unresourceful state, I don't want to get into stuck state, I want to be resourceful. So beautiful, there's a white space between E and X, which actually goes as an arrow, which talks about, forward direction. It talks about speed. It talks about, being integral as far as the work is concerned. And FedEx is a lovely logo, because not only there is an arrow, there is also a measuring spoon. If you see the small e, you will see a measuring spoon. So they have done these subtle things in their logo, and it's been designed, it's been told it's the eighth best logo designed by the designer. All right, so that's measuring spoon helps people to understand how they helps a company to understand how they have to track the posts or whatever they are doing. All the tracking matrix is depicted in that measuring spoon. So it's all about movement. Amazing. It's, yeah, it was Federal Express. Total, it was Federal Express. In fact, that was the logo earlier, but then it was quite a mouthful. It was pretty huge a word, so they kind of just shortened it and said FedEx. So Saurabh, thank you so much, and Varun, thank you so much. uh, Remember, you have to understand, change is the name of the game. Okay, do you remember this particular company? Say yes or no. Do you remember this particular company? Say yes or a no. Okay, some say yes, 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 but where is it? Is it around? Can you see the reels? Can you see the cameras? Where has it gone? Passed away. No more. What happened? What happened? I'll tell you how things really, if we don't change, we'll be somewhere there. So be careful what is happening with us and why it's happening. And I'm giving you this sense of urgency through examples that you can relate with. 1984, George Eastman, all right, he patented photographic films. In 1969, Kodak actually filmed Apollo 11 landing in 1969. 1975, it made its first digicam. It just did not start with only reels and cameras. It made its first digicam in 1975, much earlier than Apple. Okay, 1970, but 1975, when it made its digicam, people just did not allow it. People in the boardroom said, in Kodak boardroom said, what is this? This cannot be done. Our traditional way of doing things is what we should do. People love it, and we have the 90% of American market share. How can we change? And we should not change. But they did not realize that this was going to be a massive disruptor. And in fact, this led to their bankruptcy in 2012, because when Apple launched its first, digicam, 1994, it started eating up the Kodak market, and very soon, 2012, it was bankrupt. You have to change with time. You have to understand these are disruptors. COVID-19 is a disruptor. All right. If you keep on saying, no, I'll do things the traditional way, the way I'm doing, well, I'm sorry to say, things are not going to be the way it's going to be. And frankly speaking, if you don't change, you can perish. That's, the choice is all yours. So what is change? Change is basically when you are dissatisfied with what is happening in the current state. All right. This is very important. One second, I'll just take this chat box a little away. Yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So it is all about being dissatisfied with whatever is happening around, into multiplied by the vision that you have for your own company. I'm sure you are not thinking, okay, how do I survive? Okay, from survival you have to go into that thriving phase. All right, so what is the vision, that positive step? All right, what is that first step that you have to take or you would like to take? That is so important, that these are the steps, these are my plan, this is what I need to do. All this multiplied should be greater than the resistance to change. Only then you will change. So find out, I'm giving you a mathematical equation. I'm sure you all are logical, very, very talented people. Do some homework. Where's your pen, where's your paper, put it down, get your ideas down. As I speak, maybe a certain thing will pop up, just put it on the paper. Don't let it go, because things only can change when you are ready to change. And these people from all over the world, whether you call it Apple, whether you call it Tata, whether you call it Instagram, whether you call it our own Akshay Kumar, or whether you call it Cirque du Soleil, it's all about how they changed and how they still exist, and they're thriving. All right, they're not surviving. So how do you want to thrive is what my question is. I do not want you to think only at a survival phase. This time will pass, don't worry. We are not going to be here forever. Just a second, please. I'm drinking some water. This time will pass, don't worry. But if you do not have this particular DVF, greater than your resistance, to start building up newer systems, you are going to perish. So be careful, be with me, and we are going to come up with certain solutions. Again, I'm talking about scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. Why am I talking so much on these things? What is it that is helping? Means, why am I saying that we should be in this? Because it is so much of focus has gone nowadays on this. So I would suggest, let's talk about abundance mindset. Let's not talk about scarcity mindset. Now, what is scarcity mindset? It's very simple. Worry. How will it happen? Will Modi be able to give me funds? It's always I. Will people, will all the world come to us now that they're shifting out of China? Will they do it, or it'll only be on papers? Will we get better opportunities? Will we get better systems now? Will I get the support that I need? There's a lot of worry. I understand. Put the worry, all the worries in one column. All right. Do some homework today. Put all your worries in one column, and then on the right side, that's the left column. On the right column, put solution. Okay, this one worry. What are the solution? Not what is the solution. There's never one solution. What are the solution? Put some 5 6 solution for every worry that you have. You will feel more in control. But if it's only in thoughts, you will be surrounded by it. You get up, you're worry. You sleep, you're worry. You're eating, you're worry. Where is the time for you to become abundantly happy and have a shift? Not at all. So be very, very careful of what you're thinking right now. Whatever you're thinking is whatever you are doing, and whatever you're doing is because of all the information overload that you're having. It could be negative, it could be people worrying around you, it could be anything that is getting you into this worry mode, and this is not going to help you anytime. From today, just leave worry aside, and it's all about deciding. The more decisive you are, the more the more power you have. So decide on things. Don't be okay, today I'll not worry, but tomorrow maybe I'll worry. Okay, day after I'll not. Don't be in two boats. If you're in two boats, what will happen? Okay, you'll have a huge accident. We cannot piece you back. You'll be in twos. So ensure that you have decided. On the other hand, if you are in an abundance mindset, and if you are the entrepreneur that I'm talking to today, you are always on an action mode. What can I do? Who can I talk? Who can I? Maybe right now technology is our best friend. Get connects on LinkedIn. Put yourself better on Facebook. Put your profile everywhere. Put your services, your products. Ask people how they are going to overcome this COVID-19 challenge. Get yourself informed rather than get into one small corner and worry. So be in an action mode. You can do so much of action now also. It's not that you have to get out of the house to do action. You can do it right now because the world is in your hand. This phone is amazing. You can do so much on it. You can means become a social media expert. I would like to say that there's so much going on, so many webinars going on. Attend one of it and you will know how to use your social media for your benefit. Be in an action mode. Plan yourself. Get your teams. Go on a Zoom call or a webinar like this, whatever it is. Go on a call and say, okay, what do we do? How do we do it? What is your problem? How can you solve this problem? So empathize. One of you said empathy as design thinking. That's the first step of design thinking, empathy. If you are not empathetic, there's nothing about. That means you're done with. So empathize with people every time. Empathize with yourself also. Don't just talk about others, talk about yourself. What are you have people to feed, you have bills to pay, you have lot of debts, you have maybe a lot of payments to be done. These are real problems. I'm not saying be in a euphoric state. Why? Be realistic, but don't be in a worry mode, be in an action mode. And I have already told you the second one, I don't need to repeat. Third, deaf and roar. Last time when I was giving a presentation, I just skipped it, and many people in the question and answer asked me what is it. So this time I promised myself I'll tell you what it is right away. When you are in a scarcity mindset, you will always be deaf. Deaf to what? Deaf to people, deaf to opportunities, deaf to chances, deaf to environment, deaf to so many things happening around, good things happening around you. You'll be like in a denial, you'll be in excuse, you'll accuse people, and that will only lead to failure. That's the acronym of deaf. Denial, excuse, accuse, which will lead to failure. But when you are powerful, when you are up and about, your state is extremely up, you're going to roar, you're going to have a good time. Okay. R is responsibility, or ownership, A accountability, which leads to results. All right. Where is your locus of focus right now? That means, are you external? And I've already told you about all the happenings that are negatively influencing you, or is it internal? What can I do to get out of the situation so that my family members, my aging parents, my children should not be disturbed because of these things? I am the person who is in charge. I will ensure that each one is transported safely. You're the captain of the ship. All right. You don't sink with the ship over here. All right. Don't ever do that. Promise me you will not do that. You're going to ensure that in this rough weather, you're going to put the ship in the right dock, and put all your people out in the ship into a safe port. All right. So that's a promise from you to me. What if can be negative. What if ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega? What if if I get triple opportunities, or what if I can make more connections? What if? So be positive. So what if can be negative as well as positive. No control. You have no control on your life, or you have a roadmap ahead. That is all about scarcity and abundance mindset. And I'm sure I can put a lot more of it. You can share with me if you have. Please do it. But ensure that you are in the abundance mindset. Otherwise, we are not going anywhere from here. All right. VUCA. How many of you have heard about VUCA? If you've heard about VUCA, say hi. Yes, I heard. Yes, VUCA. Yes. Just tell me if you've heard about VUCA. Do you know what is VUCA all about? Okay. So Rajshri says yes. Priya says yes. Okay. All right. Volatile, uncertain. Very good. It's all there. Ambiguous, and of course complex. All right. Now that is what we have to become a game changer. When we are uncertain, we have to get the understanding. Okay. What is that uncertainty all about? When if there is a complex situation, we have to get clarity how to make it simpler. When we are there's ambiguity, there is no definite things, then we have to be agile, be quick to get into some concrete position. And if there is volatility all around us, there's nothing going right for us, then let's march with a vision. It's all about how you can be the VUCA leader. Okay. Whether you are talking or you're speaking, are you going to be direct, and will you try to understand others? And of course, with your values, are you reliable and trustworthy? It's all about you now. It's all about how you portray yourself in these testing times. What if your team member calls you up and starts saying negative? Do you allow him to say negative and continue with your conversation in those tones? Or do you, as a leader, as a person who is in charge, take him from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset? It is the skill is all up to you now. Okay. So decision to change is equal to being creative, right? So being creative is also the first step towards design thinking. All right. If you are in the abundance mindset, you can be innovative, you can be creative. But if you are going to be where, where the 99% of the world is, because we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. All right. So we have to have that mind shift. How many of you are ready for a mind shift? Say, yes, I'm ready for a mind shift. I am promising I'm ready for a mind shift. Priya Sengupta says yes. Only one yes from Priya. Shraddha. Rest of us are busy eating our lunch. So many of you. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy because this is something that I'm ready. I love this. You are absolutely going to be the winning the wind that changes the entire cosmos. That is what you're going to be. And all the best to each one of us. Okay, very important. Before anything, whatever you are doing today, all right, let's talk about the impact effort matrix. All right, now when you are talking about the x-axis, we are talking about the effort that we put in, in our daily thing. All right, but when we are talking about impact, which is the y-axis, what is the impact our effort is bringing in? All right, so the coordination, the coordinates where they meet, that's a 0 point. Okay, so 0, if it goes horizontal, that's the amount of effort that you are increasing. And if the 0, if it goes to the vertical line, that's the amount of impact that you're getting from the effort that is being incremental accordingly. All right. So when you are these are 4 quadrants, major 4 quadrants. You can be anywhere in these 4 quadrants. It need be in a specific clean quadrant you'll be in. You can be somewhere in the middle, somewhere on the higher, side. So this is what you have to now understand. Whatever you have done till date after the lockdown, okay, I'm sure you've just not left your business. Okay, ab to kuch kar nahi sakte. I'm sure you've gathered yourself after maybe a 1 day, a 10 day shock period. You have gathered yourself, you've gathered your team, you've gathered your stakeholders, you started building small steps, right? So I would request you to see whatever you've done till date, does it fill in one of these quadrants? Like, if it is very less in effort and with very less impact, all right, that means you're just doing some work which has got no value. It's just fill in work, something which could be done even by someone else, or even not done, it's okay. Okay, so this kind of a work has to be stopped right now. All right, if you're doing a lot of effort but the impact is very less, all right, you've gone throughout the night, and you've kind of come down with a strategy, and then you say, okay, now I'm going to get my team across, and I'm going to tell them what it is, but your team is actually, still in that scarcity mindset. So how much effort you've done, when you speak to them, they are in a low state, the impact is less. So that's like thankless. They will not even appreciate whatever you have done through, getting all these ideas across. So be very careful whether your people are also in that abundance mindset when you are coming up with newer plans and strategies. Remember, these new plans are going to be uncomfortable for everyone, because right now we were in a comfort zone. We had a way of doing our business. All right, we knew what was going on. But right now, with all this thing happening around us, we have been thrown into an uncomfortable zone, and whatever we say now is going to be uncomfortable. Whatever we plan is going to be because it's going to be new, it's going to be different, it's going to be out of the box. It's very good to say solutions are out of the box, but everyone, remember, you have to really take yourself out, your ego out, your way of traditional thinking out, your way of working, systems, everything has to be changed to get to that out of the box solution. So be prepared. You are like a challenger now. I'm sure you all watch that, that fight. I don't know what it's called. So you're the challenger, and you're going to take it up from here. If you are making very less effort, and of course the impact is amazing, that's the best place. I think quick wins, all the lotteries and everything can be there. Maybe if the whole world comes to us, for everything, because now they want to shift out of China, it's going to be like amazing time. It'll be the golden era for India. All right, so think about it. What are those effort that you can do which has very high impact, and that will really keep you amazingly strong. And then of course there are some things in your business which needs the effort, which will need your total attention, but the impact itself will also be high. So these two quadrants is what we would like, or I would like you to be in: quick wins or major projects. Major projects is your go-to place right now, because these major projects, when you start implementing, will become quick wins when you have implemented after the lockdown. So get yourself, gather yourself. See, this is all science. This is all in-depth study that has people have done. Don't take it lightly. I hope you are making a note. I hope you're making a note, right? Yes or no? Please write. Yes, I'm making a note. Yes, somebody says yes. Deepa says yes. Ambika, Shraddha, Kavita, Mustaq, Anita. Okay, sweetie. Okay, Sanul. Okay, Priya. I missed a few names. Sorry if I'm missing names. Okay, as it is, I'm a little, with my reading glasses, so I might miss a few names. But thank you so many people. Whoever have said yes, my heart goes out for you. I'm with you forever. All right, this is my promise to you. Okay. Ah, design thinking. It's a problem solving tool. So what is design thinking? So design thinking is basically a problem solving tool wherein you have these processes and you have these philosophies and you have set of tools. Okay, so it's a very immersive program. It cannot be done just by a lecture. All right, today whatever I'm going to share with you is basically the how design thinking came up and what are the steps of design thinking. All right, so I will there is somebody, can you please mute yourself, someone? You Can you all mute yourself? Geeta, please mute yourself. Thank you. Miss Geeta, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Thank you so much. Get reconnected through that again. Okay, what happened? Okay, because you came back. Thank you so much. It's a set of tools that I'm talking about. So it's a very scientific and a very creative, a fun way of getting yourself from a problem area to a solution mindset, from challenges to abundance. So this is what design thinking is all about. And today we have a problem. Let's admit it, we have a huge problem in front of us, right? Imagine if we can put design thinking in every space, in every nook and corner of whatever we are doing, in whatever way. See, design thinking is a very fluid tool. It needn't go from A, B, C, D, E. Sometimes you can go from A to C to D, C to B to B to D to D to E, whatever. However, that is only after practice. It doesn't come in the first go. We also have done quite a bit of work to get fluid in this area. So design thinking is absolutely a designer's mindset. What do you think about the problem people are facing? Right now, you are thinking about your own problem, right? How to create better processes so that my business can sustain, right? That's a good thing. You must start design thinking on yourself, on your business, on your teams, on what is the new level of energy that you want to take to. So first start doing with yourself, and then of course you can do it from every angle of your processes that you have, every business dynamics. You can do design thinking. It is such a beautiful tool. It can be used to make products and also initiate services. It can be used to make, I'll give you a lot of example on design thinking. It is so wonderful. The whole variety is so huge that you'll be amazed why people or why companies did not allow design thinking to trickle down to the masses. That is my question to each of these corporate houses. Big people, IBM, SAP, IDEO, Stanford, they kept this tool, to themselves, and that is why they are such big conglomerates. Do you see? Apple uses design thinking, and that is why it comes up with such lovely laptops, such lovely iPhones. They all these people use design thinking, and this is where I wonder, what a wonderful tool if we can imbibe it, if we can embed it in our own system, so many things can be solved. Only thing is, of course, there has to be a lot of dynamics. It's not so easy. I'm just telling you, it's a practice. So please hold on. Don't say, oh wow, now I've got something, I'll start it from today. You can't start it, but then you will know what there is a solution here, and you can get into something which is called design thinking. All right, so I've got a lot of write up over here. So I put this chat box here and I start again. All right. So a lot of these people, this is design thinking is almost 20 years old, almost 20 years old. It's not a very old phenomena, but it's almost 20 years old, and now it is being coming it's coming down to the business houses, that means us. So be you're the first wave of entrepreneurs who are going to take design thinking as a tool to get yourself adequate and yourself absolutely one up, so that you can make amazing products, amazing services, solve your own problems, and things like that. School of thought of design thinking. Okay, so we have IDEO, we have IBM, we have Google Ventures, we have the D School of Hasso-Plattner. All of these are school of thoughts of design thinking. In the earlier section, what I wanted to share was that they all said that the visual thinking is what is so critical for creativity, if I may say so. Our brain understands the language of visual. Always remember that. When you see something, that captures in your mind many more years than what you hear or maybe what you feel. Imagine, do you all means I remember my nursery book, where I had this small child and a mother, and there was a 4 line on that particular page. I remember the color of the page also, and it was like sing, mother can sing. It went on like 4 lines. I don't remember the last two, but the fact is, the visual, I've still captured it. All right, I'm almost now eons years elder now, but still I remember this particular, because it's all about visual thinking. If you want to do something, you cannot speak and get things done. Get it on board, get your whiteboard out, get your book out, get your every mind map your problems, so that you can see the amazing solution that you have. The canvas is so much bigger. Architect Brian Lawson applied design thinking in architecture. See the list of things. Where else we can put design thinking? Journalist Nigel Cross, he wrote an article to bring design thinking to education. Even small children today, in their curriculum, they have design thinking. In abroad, I'm talking about. Now it's coming to all these, the schools, the international schools, they have design thinking for children. And it is amazing, because you are putting your right brain to use. You see, when we were educated, we always had question papers, we always had certain things to study. So our left brain was quite strong, and has become quite strong because of all the way we are even doing and conducting our business. But our creative part of the brain, our visual part of the brain, our innovative part of the brain is where it was, when we were maybe 5 6 years as age. Any child, any 5 6 year old can sing, can dance, can put up a show, can have a good time, is you would love watching. All right, they are just absolutely in the flow. But today, if I ask you, please sing today, I think how many of you will say yes, I will sing? Put in the chat box. I don't see it going up. So you see, we're so inhibited. We become so inhibited. All our creativity has come down because of the way our education and the way we have been brought up, the way we are using our. So there are a lot of yes. So at the end of the program, we'll ask you to sing. Okay. So the whole point is, please understand, if you want to become creative, you want to get out of the box solution, you have to learn that innovation and design thinking is the way forward today. Another architect said, he wrote a book on design thinking. Then we have IDEO professor saying, okay, we'll put in the curriculum. And of course, David Kelly of IDEO actually put design thinking concepts into the business. And that is why we are here today. All these people, all these schools of thoughts, they have initiated design thinking. They are the people who actually got design thinking. IBM has an enterprise way of doing design thinking. IDEO is a school of is like a creative organization which does a lot of design thinking for its client. D School or Hasso-Plattner is a part of Stanford University. So the design thinking school is called the D School over there, which is under Hasso-Plattner University. And of course, Google Venture also has its own way of doing design sprint. All right, so I'll be talking about a lot of things. So it's just not design thinking that we are going to talk about. Whenever we have time, we have so many things to work on actually. All right. Anything that you will do or anything that you must do should have a certain skill set. All right, you can't think of doing something without putting that skill set up. Somebody said no. Jatin, what is no? Okay, you don't want to sing. No, we don't worry, we'll not make anyone sing today. Okay, so four skill set of a designer. Now don't say I can't draw. Drawing is not a design. You have to have these skill set. Just be open to whatever I'm saying. Please don't say no in your mind and yes so in the chat box. All right, because as soon as you say no in the mind, the subconscious mind will say fine, that is what you want, I will agree to it, and it will never ever make you creative. So be careful. What you say internally is what is going to happen in truth. How much ever you might say externally, it might not register to the brain and the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the key to your creativity, key to your solution finding. So ensure your subconscious mind is strong enough, is accepting enough to whatever I'm suggesting you to do today. All right, my mind wanna okay, your mind wants it but your throat doesn't want. Don't worry, at least start with your mind, the voice will come out. All right, okay. So design mindset. So you need to have a designer mindset, you need to have design skill, you need to have some design processes and design tools. So these are the four skills of a designer. All right, I would be going through some of them and I will be going through some examples to ensure that you understand what is it that we are talking about. Any questions as of now, you can just put it at the chat box, or you can start, we'll have a question answer session and that will help you to understand where we are coming from. All right. Okay. So why design thinking is important? Now I've been talking to you. Why is design thinking important? And I think now you know almost all of it, but still I will repeat. Uh, of course, right. So I will share my number and I will share my email ID. So don't worry, just give me some time, will you? All right. So with COVID-19 disrupting our life, design thinking will be the right tool to generate solutions that are revolutionary. Okay, so please understand, this is the right time to put design thinking into use. Gives you the opportunity to view a problem from a different perspective. If you're seeing the problem from the same perspective, you will come with the same answer which you have already applied and now it has showed no result. What is the point? You are wasting so much of energy, and then finally you will say this problem is here to stay, I cannot do much about it. So you have to have a different perspective. All right, design thinking supports faster pace of learning. You will learn so much over here. You will learn how people react. You will learn how stakeholders, what stakeholders want. You will learn what are the right processes to use at the right time. You will learn the power of right questions to be asked. You will learn what is ideation and how ideas can bring your solution. You will learn so many things as far as design thinking is concerned. All right, encourages innovative thinking and creative problem solving. I have already shared with you. It can help you or your team to surface with unmet needs of the clients you're creating solution for. You have your clients, you say, okay, my client is this and their need is this and my supply is this. But the fact is, maybe the client wants something else. I still remember when we had a design thinking workshop, so every one person was asked to wallet or for their partner, all right. And then suddenly this gentleman, after a lot of questioning and all the processes that we have, this person who designed the wallet, he made such a wonderful statement. He said, my client would be going in auto rickshaws or maybe in in cabs, and sometimes in the evening when there is no street light. Cab, it's okay, they have an internal. Auto rickshaws don't have any light of their own. Sometimes it is very difficult for him to pick out, maybe the rupee, or maybe the, when you have to give change, sometimes you have to give 5 rupees, or you just have to give 2 rupees because you couldn't find the 2 rupees at all. So he said, what I'll do is, on his wallet, I'll put a very thin radium line all across, so that whenever in the dark he opens the wallet, there is light enough for him to see the right change and give it to the right person, whatever, and at least not be looted in these small, small pennies. So that was such a brilliant thing. It was such a different, in fact, the person also, the client, did not say anything about this. He just said that it's very difficult for me to search for the right change in the night, in my wallet. Okay, and that was it. That was a cue for the designer to make certain changes. Now these are things that you can also think of, some out of the box solution for your clients, which could be so disruptive that your client would say, okay, this is amazing, I'm going to refer you to 10 of my friends. So that's the way how you must do your business now. You have to create solution which is absolutely radical. It reduces risk associated with launching of new ideas and ensures that the final outcome meets objectives and client requirements. Almost about 95% of the startups close by the third year. What is the reason? The reason is that we understand there's a demand, all right, as an entrepreneur, and we start making the solution. And with a big investment, angel investors, our own pocket money, loan from the bank, and we have a huge, debt already, and we say, okay, now I'm going to share it in the market, and I'm going to, become. By 6 months, I'll clear off my debt, and after 6 months, it's all profit and all that. Actually people don't buy from you. What is the point? So design thinking helps you to at least do a prototype. It's a very beautiful word, a prototype, an example of what you want to share with the client. You share with the client, get the feedback, reiterate, and it goes back and forth till you make the final product, which when you launch has 100% guarantee of it being accepted, and you get into not a negative bank balance, but in course of time a positive bank balance. Okay, so this is what is design thinking and why it is important. uh, I can give you more and more and more, but the fact is you have to have a leap of faith from traditional thinking. You have to come into design thinking. You have to understand, when we are talking about traditional thinking, we are talking about flawless planning. When we are talking about design thinking, we are talking about trial and error. Okay, so a lot of trial. In fact, there is a little time is consumed over here because of our trial and error. But once we come up with a final product, that trial and error actually and the time consumed is worth the while. We avoid failures in traditional thinking, okay, but here we fail fast so that we can improve strong. See the way our design thinking mindset has to change from traditional thinking to our design thinking. Rigorous analysis, rigorous testing. We analyze, oh, what does the customer want, why didn't my product get into the right space. But here you have rigorous testing. Presentation, 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 only presentations. This is lightweight experiment. So actually people are doing and getting into concreteness of their solution. Here we are only talking about abstract things, concepts, and this can be done, and this is how the graph will be, and this is what will be the next goal. So this is all in presentation, all right. Arm's length customer need, deep customer emotion. This is the change that we need to bring. We've always understood what the customer wants from a very far off distance, all right, which is absolutely a wrong way of understanding why we want what we want, or why they want what they want, all right. uh, Understand this. Today if I am doing this webinar, It's because I understood that if I'm going through as an entrepreneur so much of doubt, so much of fear, so much of uncertainty, the VUCA is so strong in me. So many entrepreneurs must be going through the same thing. So how can I, with all my empathy, how can I help people so that they can become as powerful, if not very powerful, at least you start taking steps up so that you can become a solution finder rather being in the problem area. So this is what I was saying. I really felt you are my client or customer, whatever it is, but you are the purpose of me talking today. Frankly speaking, I'm so honored to be here today. This is periodic. Traditional thinking is periodic. Okay, finished, the job is over, solution is over, next what? It's always gone. But in design thinking, we keep on continuously improving the product so that the product can give the right value to the client, right kind of enjoyment, right kind of experience to the client. See, it's all about experiential. In our traditional thinking, it's all about, okay, experiences later, first I will make it. We are more on a thinking mode, and this is more on a doing mode. All right, so be very careful. You have to start being in a design thinking mode if you want to continue with me, if you want to understand how you can get yourself out of the situation. This is going to be a game changer. All right, so coming back to you. What are the 6 tasks of an entrepreneur? Am I right or am I right? KD Pathak. Okay, marketing, sales, operations, HR, accounts, R&D. Means overall, these are the 6 major, subsets of an entrepreneur or in your organization. Anything, anything that needs to be done? Wow, thank you, Jatin. It's kudos to you. All the best. Um, any other subset that you need to add on? Would you like to put it in your chat box? It'll be great. So whatever you have to do, whether it is marketing and whether it is sales or operation, HR, accounts, or R&D. What is R&D? Research and development. That is R&D. All right. So in this, what I request is that now you have to revisit each segment, because now you are going for a new normal. For you, before lockdown was a normal which you've always worked on, whether it's marketing, sales, operation, HR, accounts, R&D. But now with the COVID-19 lockdown, with all the days of not doing much and sitting still in the house, there is a new normal that is waiting for you. All right, so now we have to revisit our entire strategy that we've already had. As far as all the 6 segments are concerned, we have to revisit and get ourselves into and get ready for the new normal. And how do you get ready for the new normal? Through design thinking. Everything. What is the difference between marketing and sales? Financing, accounts would come into financing. Product or service identification could be one of them. What is the difference between marketing and sales? Marketing is making your brand known, and sales is basically the actual sales that happens with your clients. All right, operations is how do you operate in terms of uh, the raw material to the final processes to the final good, and then the distributions. So that's operation. HR is more internal, human resource. How does the HR, maybe some of us have HR category, maybe some of us don't. Accounts is of course financing and all those things, and of course R&D. Showcasing is marketing. All right, so today I'm talking about how experiential, how experience can get you money. If the more experience, it's all about experience economy from now on. So basically, when you're talking about coffee beans, we all have coffee at home, but when you have coffee at Starbucks, how much do you pay for it? So because of the experience, the positioning and the pricing rises. Okay, so how you position your product today, what pricing you do for your product today, will all depend on how much of experience you can give to your client and how close you are to the client's need, your solution or your product or your services. So be very careful of this. So we are living in an experience. We are and were living in an experience economy. That means if you will see, your whole business is divided into three: business, technology, people. All right. When you're talking about business, we are talking about the viability, and you have these certain subsets to it. But when you're talking about technology, we are seeing at how can means all those technology can help us to get our business outside. And when you're talking about the people, we are talking about all the people who are our clients and what are their behaviors, what are their needs, studying them. All that is people. All right. So when there is a collaboration between business and technology, we call it the functional innovation. When there's a collaboration between technology and people, we call it the process innovation. When there's a collaboration between business and people, we call it the emotional innovation. And all three of them actually makes the experience innovation. So you have to work on these three subsets so that you can get that experience innovation so strong in with the client that it helps them to come out and say, wow, this is what I wanted, and this is my go-to product or services, whatever you offer. Now, in design thinking, if you will, the good kitchen case study is amazing because it's talking about how design thinking helps actual problem get off, means how the actual problem was solved. So in Denmark, we have about 1,25,000 senior citizens who are under the municipalities, and these municipalities, they distribute meals to the senior citizens. All right, sponsored meals, sponsored meals. So basically what happened is that Danes are a developed country. All right, so they are pretty they have a very high esteem for themselves. Very soon, with all the hygienic food being available and all the nutrition and the food being available to all the senior citizens, still they found out that 60% of them were poor nourished and 20% were severely malnourished. That means people were not, the senior citizens were not eating the food. They were not even, though it was sponsored, they did not feel like eating that food. And that got the government very concerned. What happened? Why are people not really going ahead with, this is so good food? Why are senior citizens, and these senior citizens are basically, they are either bedridden, or they have some ailment or some problem. So these are certain citizens who actually are sponsored by the government, and they are given food from the state. uh, the municipality Holstebro said, okay, let us go and really do something. Maybe if we change the menu, maybe the citizens would love it. All right. Actually, that was a very, very narrow idea of doing this, because anything that is done as a quick fix will always be recognized as a failure in the long run. So one company was called, a designer company was called and said, okay, why don't you find out what do the senior citizens want, and why is this percentage so? Because we're giving them the best of the food. Then they found out that the senior citizens were not very happy from within, because they realized that their families were not with them at all. They were eating alone. So that was one thing, that they never felt like eating. When you're living alone, you don't feel like even moving out of, doing anything proper. You just want to lie down. You just want to wail your time. Similarly, these citizens, they just live from one day to another, ready for their death, actually. And they also felt that the families have abandoned them, and so they felt really, really unhappy. So all these feelings got together, and that is why, though the food was good, they were not ready to eat. On the other hand, the cooks who were cooking the food, they found that this is a very low status job. So why, means they also were not motivated to make anything different. So they just made things that were on a monotonous way. It was made, and it was shared with them. So you can imagine the energy level of entire chain was very low, and people were not, the cooks were not happy cooking what they were cooking, and the senior citizens were not happy eating, because they really didn't feel well. So there was a lot of iterations done, lot of interviews done, groundwork done. And this designer company said, okay, what we are going to do is, we are going to request the senior citizens talk to the cooks, come as a together a person together community, be with each other, so it becomes a seamless state. And very soon, with so much of interaction between the senior citizens and the cooks, they felt like a family, they felt connected. One, secondly, they also said, okay, let's revamp the entire thing. We will say that these senior citizens are our clients, they're coming to a restaurant. Immediately the status of that just cooking for the senior citizen, which is a low status job, was raised to a chef. Now they are chef, so they are supposed to bring in exquisite food to their clients. And they started innovating. Instead of just saying potato cereal, they started making fancy words. Of course, they can't really make fancy food because it's senior citizen. And you see, with by and by, the emotional connect in the entire process actually laid a whole lot of energy for the entire journey to happen. And very soon the senior citizens started making orders, and about 500% of orders got increased in the first week itself. Everybody was happy: seniors, the cooks, the government, and even the municipalities. So you see, it's just not one solution that we have to try. We have to try a whole 360-degree solution to understand, and to get out of the problem. So there are a lot of examples of design thinking. So this is basically a Embrace Baby Warmer. This is like an incubator over there. This is an MRI for children, which has almost like a Disneyland picture over there. Now see how innovative they are. This is all in the below is paper slippers. So all these things are helping people to innovate, to get things easier for the customer. Because people, children would get so scared getting onto the MRI table. And imagine the MRI table and you're being pulled in and you don't know what's happening. The whole journey was so scary. But then when it was kind of portrayed in such a way, they actually enjoyed it. And they were told, now you're getting into a ship, and the ship is going through the tunnel, and the tunnel will have some lights on, and then you will come out as a new person and all that. So they got excited. It was an adventure, and they went inside it. These shoes are absolute fit to wear, strong shoes. You can wear it, and this is what is called designer's mind, being creative at every nook and corner. Okay. All right, there are a lot of people who are brand positioning is very important. Yes, all these things are so important, but right now we are talking about the problems that you're facing and what you are facing. Okay, so what is design thinking? It's all about 5 stages: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Now, what do you mean by empathize? Empathize is when you actually look at the person, look at the problem, and really have that feeling. Okay, what does the person need? What does my client need? You actually walk into their in their shoes. But first of all, you have to get your shoes off. So it's very important. What does my client need? So in this particular example of design thinking, if you'll see, this particular example really got me. This is GE Healthcare in the middle. And sorry, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay, so GE Healthcare is all about, MRIs and making machines and things like that. And basically, when we talked about empathy, one of the founders of GE saw a patient, a small girl, so scared to get onto that table that literally an anesthetic was called so that she could be induced with injection, and then she could, she was unconscious, and then they could do the process. So that empathy, what that owner felt, actually resulted in this product. So this word empathy is a very huge word in design thinking. We have got a lot of processes in this. So as I told you, it is all about tools that you have in front of you. So we have a lot of processes as far as the tools are concerned, and this will make you really realize what does your client actually wants. You just don't go with your own mindset. You go, you find out, you interview the client, you keep on asking, you go with a fresh perspective, you ask the right question, you get their journey mapping, you find out the right personas for your product or services, and this is how your empathy will become strong. So once you get all the material from this empathy, all right, you have these certain feedback, you have certain insight, you get certain needs, you get certain point of view of the client, and that is when you start defining what is the problem, actual problem. So when you are only saying, okay, the menu has to be good, that is not the actual, the menu is bad, so that is why the seniors are not having the food. That is not the problem. The problem was that the seniors were feeling disconnected. They were not feeling, their self-esteem was getting, bitten and kind of uh, trashed by the society. Hence it is very important to define the problem very, very very strong. Can you all hear me, please, if you can? All right. Okay. After defining the problem, thank you so much. After defining the problem, you come with a lot of ideation, and that is when you go with your team, you brainstorm, you go from one journey to another, you go from one touch point to another, you do role plays, you start enjoying the journey. It's very messy. You'll get a lot of post-its around. You will get a lot of these ideas which might not make sense, but still they are there. Then you align those ideas and you come up with your best idea, idea, and that is when that idea is sent to next step, which is called prototype. That means it is turned into a process, or it's turned into a product, it's turned into a service, which then again we come back to the client, whoever the client is, and they kind of again reuse it. Then they say, no, I didn't like it, it could be better, and then you get more feedback from them, and this iteration goes back and forth till, and that's called the testing phase. And this testing phase, then finally when it's complete, you come up with the right product or services which is ready to launch and ready to be successful. So these are the 5 stages of design thinking. All right. What I would suggest is, please be very, very careful on this. Every stage has definite tools. All right, all these tools can be shared with you, or not now because of the lack of time, but all the tools that can be shared with you if you are ready to attend a 3-hour session or to get your 10x growth in your business. So are you ready? Any means this will be on 21st of April between 10 and 1. Are you ready to go for your 10x growth? And you will learn in 3 hours how to use tools from empathize to test, how to use these tools. There are different sets of tools in each of the brackets. Are you ready to learn that? I want, if you are saying yes, let there be a big yes, and then let that yes go faster, because I've got something very nice to offer to you. So take you through a process of design thinking to benefit your business. We'll have we'll have 1 hour reboot
The voice
session.
is missing already.
Please mute yourself. Thank you. We'll have 1 hour of reboot session after 7 days of session, and introduction of design sprint. All right. So 21st we'll go through a 3 hours journey. After that, 1 week we'll go through something called design sprint, and we'll also see what are the things or challenges each one is having, and
Your voice is missing.
share the best practices on Monday morning
My
over the
voice is missing.
message in WhatsApp. Remember, I just need 20 people. I don't need more than 20 people on 21st. So whoever signs up, whoever comes the first 20 will. That's the baseline. I'm not asking for more. Very important. All this, if you sign up in the next 20 minutes, if you sign up, it's just 1,000 rupees, because we have paid 10,000 rupees for 3 hour session. So I'm giving you this offer because I feel entrepreneurs in this lockdown period really require this particular thing. So if you are ready, we are absolutely ready for you. I will share this particular payment link. Uh, Make the payments in the next 20 minutes. This is the offer for the next 20 minutes, because it's a very simple 1,000 rupees only, plus of course the GST 18%, and you will get it all here. So if you are ready, let me know. Anything, send the link. All right. In the meantime, all the people who are Still thinking? What are you thinking? I would like to know, because this is absolutely important for you to understand. This is the right time to get into the solution mode. And if you're still thinking, tell me why and how. Yeah, this is the link. I've sent the link over there. The first 20 people is what I request. That's all. And these are things that we are going to. So these are my coordinates. If you want, this can be. Yeah. Any questions? So now is Madam Sandhya, is it the right time to ask questions?
Yes, please.
All right. So where's the chat box gone? So these are my coordinates. So I request any questions anywhere. I didn't see. I saw a lot of text happening, hence some of your text really got lost. So I would request if you could help me in terms of question. Any question, please, anyone? Everybody is okay with the entire session flow? Because design thinking has to be done through an immersive experience, and this was not going to be because I had to make you understand what is design thinking, and it is amazing. Yes, thank you, Deepa. Thank you, Priya. I really want you to understand it's a very dynamic tool. It's wonderful. Do take the opportunity. Slide number 26 on screen, please. 6 principles slide on screen, please. All right, I'll just see what is it. 5 principles of design thinking. Are you looking at that? Is it what you're looking for, whoever? Yes. So Govindraj, this is the one. Okay. So what are the 5 principles? Basically, you have to learn to do things together as well as alone. So sometimes ideation can be all alone. Sometimes ideation will be together. Sometimes you're searching for clients' needs all alone, sometimes together. So it's a combination. It's not done only with teams. So you can do it alone even for yourself, what I'm trying to say. Tangible items are more better than discussion. Always remember, discussion leads to just lot of questions, lot of doubts. But when you do it, you get into the concrete space and you know what you have to do next. Getting started is more important than thinking. Yes, very important. Don't keep on thinking because thoughts have no end. But once you get started, you are up and about. Don't rely on creativity. Creativity is a process. Please don't say I'm not creative. This is a big challenge for Indian mindset, at least, that they feel that they're not creative, that they do not know how to draw, that they do not know how to sing. You are creative. You were always born creative. When you were small, you were creative. What happened? You put the layers on you, and that is why you become uncreative. You just need to just shoo those doubts away and start getting into the mode where you give your client the absolute value, what you can do. All right, to them, when you are thinking more of the client and less of yourself, you will come up with amazing solution. Time box everything. Yes, you have to be very, very tangible. You have to time box everything. You can't go on design thinking for 10 days and then you say, my God, I don't know what to do next. So you have to have this timer, clock, timelines to help you to get into the next phase. Okay. Preschool business, is it applicable? Okay. What is Dr. Sandhya, can you start sharing the question so that I can answer?
See, you want me to read the questions?
Yes, please.
See, that is what she has asked. Preschool business, is it applicable to this sector?
Okay. What do you mean by, okay, D. Pravina, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So can you just elaborate what you just said?
Yeah. Yeah, I just started a preschool last year.
Okay.
And now due to the COVID, it's completely closed now. So as you said, I mean, you said we need to come out with the new options or new thinking, new boxes. I mean, I think out of the box. So
Right.
I mean, I'm stuck here. So which way can I be directed next going further? How can it be actually back on track now? So that's the reason. So is it actually applicable to this type of business as well?
If you would have seen the examples that I've given for design thinking, you would have seen in
Yes.
so many areas, design thinking has been applied. It's been applied in kitchens. It's been applied in MRIs. It's been applied on baby blanket. All right. Why not on a preschool? Go through the 5 processes with me and you will get your solution. I'm telling you, at least you'll get the next step. I'm not saying you'll get the final solution, but you'll start working on your solution till you get the best solution. So you have to go through the 5 steps. You have to go through the empathy, define, ideate, prototype, test, and then you'll get the solution and you'll see how things will work for you. And it's better you start doing now, because if 3rd May everything goes well and we are back, and
Yeah.
then we should be ready, not that then we are
Yeah.
preparing.
Okay.
So I
I've
would
registered
suggest,
myself for the course though.
thank you so much, Ravina. I look
Okay.
forward to meeting
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any other question, Dr. Sandhya?
I don't see anybody asking any questions.
Mm-hmm.
In which
Okay.
industry or functions DT is most suitable?
Vikas, can you please unmute yourself? Thank you, Govindraj. Thank you so much for all your kind comments, friends. It was my pleasure all the time. So, Vikas, can you please unmute yourself so that you can elaborate the question that you've asked?
Hello.
Yes, please. Yes,
Hello.
Vikas.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. This is I am Vikas, and I am from quality management sector. So I
Mm-hmm.
provide consultancy for 3 verticals or 3 segments. That is hospital industry or clinics,
Mm-hmm.
then education industry for NAC accreditation or AICT, and then manufacturing or trading industry for ISO, ISI mark, etc. And
Okay.
frankly speaking, I was not aware of this particular concept.
Okay.
And I was just wondering, because in design thinking means designing your thoughts, and that's the reason I said it relates to human emotions. So
Absolutely.
I just
It's a
I was
human-centered
just
process. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yes. So human emotions are involved in every particular aspect of our business or every activity. Now, I
True.
was just wondering how we can take it forward to this, if which particular segment, how I have to explain it to my say clients, if I'm talking about design thinking or if I'm using this as a tool.
See, so Vikas, I'll tell you very frankly how it works. It's this design thinking is an immersive tool, all right. Until unless you do not get into application or you don't get into the experience of it, we can
Hmm.
only be bystanders, at the shore, and we can just touch the waves and come back, all right. But if you really
Okay.
want to know the actual problem, you have to go deep into the sea and see where the pearls are, all right. So I would
Hmm.
suggest sign up for this program, which is on 21st between 10 and 1, and you will get your answers as we go across through the processes. I
Oh,
means
I see.
this is how this is the so because your problems are very personal to you and your clients. All right.
Hmm.
So how you can use these tools to your benefits is what you
Hmm.
will have to decide, because you are an entrepreneur, you are handling so many things, you have your
Hmm.
experience behind you, you just need the right tools and mindset, and there you go, your creativity level will be just amazing. It'll get you 10x result. And I'm telling you, I'm not I have experienced design thinking in my own profession, and I have changed so much. I have
Hmm.
done things which I would have never thought of. I'm a drum jam facilitator. I'm a trainer, all right. Why a drum jam
Hmm.
facilitator? Because I saw that we could do a lot of this for team, for
Hmm.
communities, in hospitals, so many places.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
creativity is where you'll get your answers. I cannot answer you right away because there are so many questions then I'll be asking you.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
join the
Yes.
session. I'm giving you at a throwaway price because I'm telling you I'm going to get pulled up by the seniors in design thinking because we pay lakhs for doing what I'm going to do with you. So at
How
least not
long this
lakhs.
course will go on? How long this course will go on?
So 10 to 1 is 3 hour session we are looking at for 20 people. 3 hour session. And then we will be in continuous touch over a WhatsApp group, giving you new information all the time.
How many days, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
How many days you have told?
It's only a 1-day session between
Okay.
10 to 1 on 21st April. Yeah. And after 1 week, we'll have a 1-hour session. That's
Okay.
all, just
Okay.
to revise and, get you into design
Fine.
sprint. All right. So I hope you have the link. All of you join me. I'm giving you at a very throwaway price. It's hardly anything, but you will
Okay.
get tools that are going to make you so
Okay.
creative and so resourceful that you will amaze
Fine.
yourself.
Yes. Yes.
And if you have team members, do let them join because
Yes.
alone
Yes.
it will become very tedious. But if you have your own team members doing it, you will be on a different level altogether. All right. Any other question? Dr. Sandhya, we still have 20 minutes. Thank you so much, Rashri Shukla. I am into
Any
innovation.
more questions? I'm into innovation, crafting, and idea validation. I can
So
see myself
Rashri, join
Yeah.
design thinking, the 21st session between 10 and 1, and you will know what are the tools. I have not shared the tools because there's so many. All right. And this has to be done. I need to have on Monday, I'll be sharing a template. I'll be sharing something. So whoever signs up on Monday, I'll be sharing a pre assessment questionnaire. And on Tuesday, we'll be doing this. And on Wednesday, we'll have a post assessment questionnaire. So that 1 week after when I touch base, I know exactly where we stand. All right. So it's a process. It's going to take a lot of time out of me, but I said, no, we should do it for the entrepreneurs. Yes, anyone else? Any questions? Would love to sign up for the next session. All right, Rashri. Sure. So, Dr. Sandhya, you don't see any questions? Should we continue?
Yeah. I think I hope you have shared your details. Probably they can get in touch with you. And after
Right.
this session, I can also share you who have attended this session, so we can
Right.
take it forward. Okay.
Sure.
So,
No one.
so thank you so much. It was an excellent session, an eye opener. During this crisis, we could know a lot of things. This design thinking, I was in a mindset of thinking it in a different way, but now all put together, a totally new thinking about design thinking. I hope everybody will second me on this point. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful thing. Thank you all. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you. Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. D. Pravina, I've given you my email ID. Just mail me. I'll give you my number. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. And chin up, brave soldiers. We have to be winners. We are the backbone of the economy. Thank you.